Interesting, in today's gospel, my friends, Jesus says, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. He's giving a directive for us how to live. You know, I know salt isn't particularly in the diets today, my friends. It's supposed to be avoided. But, you know, my brother came home for Christmas the other day, like 2 Christmases ago, and he had this pink salt. Have you ever seen pink salt? Himalayan pink salt. There's thousands of different types of salt. I only thought there was 2, my friends. Regular salt and sea salt. But you know, back in this day, the ancient times, salt was even used as a purchasing power. It was even used like money. It would be bartered back and forth. It was also used to flavor foods, but it was also a preservative. So the people back then, since refrigeration was not invented yet, they would preserve a lot of their foods with salt. And then, of course, it was also an antiseptic to clean wounds. So it had tremendous things. And also, you know, he said salt loses its taste. But, you know, in its purest form, salt never loses its taste nor its flavor. It never does. And really, that's what Jesus is telling us. Look at all the good salt does, and it never loses its flavors. He's telling us, my friends, to do some remarkable things with our life and never lose your faith. That's what that is, my friends, when he uses a reference to salt. And then he also uses that reference to light. Light meaning, light impacts our lives. Light impacts our lives, and we are to do the same thing. Darryl Strawberry, a few baseball fans say, I think he used to play, I know for the Yankees, and I think he finished his career with the Mets. But I heard an interview with him this past week, and I had no idea. I mean, he had some very off-field behaviors that was always getting him in trouble. Tremendous gifted athlete in terms of talent, but these off-field things would always creep up with him and really deter his career. But he said he was a Christian his whole life. But he said it never took hold of him until he started making a difference in people's lives. And that was after he retired. And now if you ever see Strawberry Ministries, he now opens all these homes in different cities. He's done all sorts of great work, making a difference in people's lives, especially those with addictions that he struggled with himself. His faith became real when he made a difference in someone else's life. That's what Jesus means, my friends, to be the light of the world. Viktor Frankl, Dr. Viktor Frankl, he was an Austrian physician who was imprisoned in Auschwitz. Some of you may have heard his book. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. It was quite popular a few years ago. It was quite good. But listen to what he says. Those who kept their strength and sanity at Auschwitz were the ones who tried to help other prisoners and share what little they had. Those who survived Auschwitz are those who tried to help other prisoners and share what little they had. He said our physical and mental conditions and spiritual course are all strengthened when we focus on something other than ourselves. And how true that is, isn't it? You know, our lives evolve too much around ourselves sometimes, and Jesus is saying, look, we need to look beyond ourselves and start making a difference in other people's lives and other people's lives. One of the greatest missionaries was Dr. Albert Schweitzer. He has now since passed away. He was a medical doctor and then went to Africa and did some tremendous things. A church group were going down to help him for a certain period of time, and they saw him, and they were shocked to see him performing a menial task about hauling a wheelbarrow. And they said, Dr. Schweitzer, he said, why are you doing that? How is it that you push a wheelbarrow? And he said, it's very easy. He said, you fill the wheelbarrow with dirt with this shovel. He said, you take hold of the handle, and then you push. he said there's always wheelbarrows to fill. You know, my friends, we don't have to look very far or very hard to make a difference in people's lives. There's always wheelbarrows to fill. There was a remarkable young man. He was born blind, and a priest, he was in a small town in one of the really outstretched areas in France. He befriended this priest, and this priest got this boy enrolled in the Royal Institute of Blind for the Youth, and it was in Paris. And the whole thing of being away from his parents, being in Paris, was very difficult for this young boy. And they tried to get him to read, and apparently back then they used what they call raised print. And I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'm assuming that they just take the regular words and then raise it so you can feel it. And it was very confusing for this young boy. So he developed his own system to read, and no one supported. He went on to teach there at this institute, was a tremendous organist, and was tremendously respected. But his method of learning was never really adopted until he was in his deathbed. And of course, everybody in this room knows who this man is. His first name is Louis, last name is Louis Braille. He developed a system at age 12. At age 12. And you know, he said, I needed to make a difference in other people's lives, to help them see, is why he did it. He wanted to make other people's lives better. You know, my friends, you notice Jesus doesn't say anything about age here. No matter how old or how young, each one of us are called to be salt and light for the world. No age, because you can be salt at an elderly age or a young age, my friends. It affects and impacts every single one of us in this church today. We are all called to make a difference in someone or some people's lives. So this week, my friends, maybe just reflect on that. Am I really the salt and light